All right, chat. Are y'all ready for your weekly, or no, actually your monthly, how stupid can people genuinely be to still take this shit as a legitimate fact segment? Because that is what we're gonna go ahead and take a look at today. We're gonna take a look at how every gacha game is doing according to fake speculative statistics. A website that actively tracks this, that people tout as the gospel, that think this is clear, definitive proof that every game is either doing phenomenally or terribly. If your game isn't doing Genshin levels of revenue, hitting like 80 to $100 million, your game is gonna end of service. Because that's what we're looking at. That's the first thing we're looking at today. This fuels the genuine hatred of the genre. If it weren't for this website and content creators constantly reinforcing this and pushing out content surrounding it, then I think the gacha space would be generally so much friendlier and calmer and nicer, because they wouldn't just be sitting there saying, well, your gacha game makes less than my gacha game. Last year, this wasn't a thing, and that wasn't drama. But you know what? That's okay, because we as content creators get free content from idiots. People that argue that this is fact. That Genshin made this much or that much. Wuwa made this much or that much. Zenless made this much or that much. All those people arguing funnel millions of views into content creators, making them thousands of dollars. So thank you. All right, are y'all ready? Here we go. At the bottom, Tribe 9 with 2 grand, that's because it shut down. Data Live, Spirit Echo, that also shut down. Black Clover M, that also shut down. You know what has not shut down, but is also making only 4 grand a month? Higan Aerithal. Somehow they are still alive and kicking on 4 grand a month. Once again though, I will note, I do not believe this revenue and the total revenue that is tracked here is not indicative of the revenue that also happens on PC and console for some of these games, like Genshin, like Zenless, like Wuwa. So do factor that in, okay? About 10K you forgot and did shut up. One Punch Man World, 6K. All right, we're gonna go through the games that matter, okay, chat? That's it. We're not gonna go through all the crap. Mirren Star Legends launched in global like 1 month ago and is already dead. Yep, that kind of revenue you look at and you go, yep, EOS. I give this game 6 months. Damachi Battle Chronicle, I can't believe even after announcing that the game was shutting down, still made 40 grand. That shit is wild. Eddie Chronicle just launched a couple months ago and is already at the almost sub 50K mark. That's crazy. How's your days? Great, man, great. How's yours doing? Horizon Walker, ooh, doubled in revenue, nice, glad to hear it, glad to hear it. Astra Knights of Veda down to 70K. What else we got? Okay, the new Blue Exorcist game just launched like a month ago and is doing pretty terribly. Yep, Rememento, down from 160 to only 100K. That is going downhill very fast. Counterside, maintaining. Cat Fantasy, barely managing to stay above 100K. Girls Frontline 1, barely managing to stay above 100K. I guess it makes sense now why they're doing everything they're doing with the Girls Frontline 2 skins. Mormons at 100K, maintaining. Starseed Asnia Trigger, maintaining at 150. Devil May Cry Peak of Combat, making at least $150,000 too much. Wise One, what's up, dude? What's the number in gray? The numbers in gray are last month's. There are a lot of games here I don't recognize, like Reverse Blue, I don't, Break My Case. Oh, they're Japanese only, that's why, okay. Outer Plane maintaining at 170. Black Beacon dropped from 230 to 180. Y'all, I have a bad feeling about Black Beacon. I do, I have a bad feeling about Black Beacon. Made a post about Ghost Online Drama where I mentioned their response on their Twitter account, but again, my post got filtered by Reddit. Okay, I'll take a look after this. Who's spending in Pico Combat? You know, that one guy that's never played Devil May Cry before. Eversell up 50k, nice. Assault Lily, Last Bullet W, I guess that just launched. That's not a lot of money. What else? We got Brave Exvius down to up to 290, nice. Tower of Fantasy. Oh! Oh! Oh, chat! Oh! They're at number 98! Whoa! Holy crap! They drop like 5% more, 10% more. They don't even make it to top 100. Oh! Oh! Oh my god. That's rough. That's rough, dude. Valkyrie Connect. I have no idea what that game is, but that's making more than Tower of Fantasy. Yeah, what's this? Dolphin Wave, which is a Japanese-only game, is apparently making more than Tower of Fantasy. War of Visions is making more than Tower of Fantasy. Dislight had their revenue halved, and they're still making more than Tower of Fantasy. Dude, fuck. Aether Gazer is making more than Tower of Fantasy. 100,000 more, actually. So, imagine 5 people spending 350,000. I know, it's crazy, dude. Yeah. We can't talk about rankings not meeting on Tower of Fantasy. Hey, they like to think that their game is superior, and they constantly try to manufacture drama in the Genshin and Wuwa communities. They deserve it. The few people that actually play Tower of Fantasy, unironically, are the dumbest gacha gamers, chat. Like, they're playing one of the worst gacha games out there with some of the worst possible revenue in the genre. But I mean, you know, we can't fault them for that. You can't fault people for having bad taste. Tower of God New World making 500 grand. Okay. Guardian Tales at 500 grand. I like to see it. Apocalypse, I guess they're down to 560 grand. I guess that's why they reached out to me to do a new sponsored video for them. And, you know, boost that revenue back up by using my face for advertising all over again. At least TOF is still surviving. I mean, you can survive on water and like a piece of broccoli per day, technically. That doesn't mean that your life expectancy is very long. I like them to keep some of the characters and remaster them in Neverness Foreverness. Yeah, that'd be cool. What else we got? Another Eden, 700, down from 1.6 million. That's actually pretty big. So Convalaria down 200 grand. Eminence in Shadow is a shit game, so I'm happy to see it lost 400 grand. Trickle Revive, that actually just launched and is doing terribly. All right, down 400,000. Path to Nowhere, pretty much maintaining at 1.5 million. Good, glad to see it. Lost Sword, 1.5 million, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I guess that's why they sponsored so many content creators like this guy right here for videos and streams. And admittedly, it's actually a surprisingly fun, like, idolish game, so that's why they're, yeah, no, I know it's Korean only. Honkai Impact third, maintaining at 1.5 million. That's the good revenue for Honkai Impact. Magica, Magic Cedra, up. Even after all the drama they were involved in, Magica actually saw an increase in revenue. That is crazy, dude. Like, genuinely, that blows my mind. People were livid in this game. God damn. Fire Emblem Heroes maintaining 2 million. Marvel Mystical Mayhem. I actually don't know what that is. I know it launched recently. Etheria Restart. Oh my god. Down from 2 million? Or sorry, down to 2 million from 7 million. Oh my god. Wow. Almost a 75% drop in revenue. Dude, all those videos I did covering all the terrible shit that Etheria Restart did, evidently there are gacha gamers that have a degree of intellect still in the genre. They noticed that Etheria Restart was taking advantage of them and that they didn't care about them and said, we're done. We're done. We deserve better than this. And then they left. And this is evidence of that. This is what we need to see more of in Infinity Nikki. And we need to see more of in gacha games that typically tend to abuse their players. Snowbreak up from 500 grand to 2.2 million? Okay. Wowie wow. Yeah. Dude, that is wild. Holy. You dropped a 3 restart in a couple weeks. Hey, good for you, good for you. Heaven Burns Red, maintaining at 2.2 million. Nice, nice. Because of the jiggle physics? Yeah. Yeah, they actually want to sponsor a new Snowbreak video from me in the month of August, chat. So be on the lookout for sponsored Snowbreak video. AFK Journey down from 3.5 to 2.3 million. I mean, that's perfectly fine. I don't know what Love Brush Chronicles is, but judging by the fact that it actually has a man in the thumbnail or the icon there, it's probably a husbando game. Heaven Burns Red still earned that much? It did, yeah. Punishing Grey Raven up from 1.7 to 2.45 million. That's actually really good. No, genuinely, that is really good. Congratulations to Punishing Grey Raven. I think anything above $1 million is actually really good. 2.45 million is very, very high and very good. Reverse 1999 down from 6.3 to 2.7 million. I mean, that makes sense given what's going on right now. Although they are holding the Assassin's Creed collab, I'm going to limb here and assume that's going to do very well. But, I mean, 2.7 million is still incredible. Punishing Grave is still going strong? Yes. Yes, it is. Wizardry Variants Daphne up 1.7 to 3 million. Fantastic. Limbus Company up from 1.6 to 3 million. Fantastic. Both very good games. Limbus Company especially. Azure Lane down from 5.8 to 3.1 million. That's sad to see, a decrease of 2.7 million. But at the same time, that's totally fine. Azure Lane typically tends to kind of like gravitate towards the $3 million earning anyway. Epic 7 up from 1.5 to 3.2 million. That's impressive. All right. Phantom Parade down from 5.8 to 3.5. I mean, I honestly didn't really enjoy Phantom Parade, so makes sense. Tears of Themis up from 1.3 to 3.5. Okay. Azure Lane still strong. It is. It is. Summoner's War down from 7 to 4 million. I mean, it's about average. Brown Dust 2 down from 5 to 4 million. That also seems about average. I'm gonna be honest, like, I think they typically tend to stay between the $3 to $5 million mark. Memento Mori, dude, how does this game still manage to maintain like an average of above 100 grand? Like, I've played this so many times and it is just the most pay to win mess ever. Like, it has beautiful animations and great music, but it is so horribly pay to win. It's unbelievable. Ensemble Stars, Puzzle Dragons, Beyond the World. Okay, we're hitting the top 30 now. Here we go. Light and Night down from 14 to 5 million. That's a pretty significant drop. Civilizations Grand Cross maintaining the exact same revenue to the dollar. There you go. To the exact dollar. Awesome. Good on you. Girls Frontline 2 up from 2.6 to 5.6 million. You know the majority of that's probably from global as well. Yep. Cookie Run Kingdom down from 11 to 6 million. Infinity Nikki up from 3.7 to 6.8 million. Are you serious? Holy fuck me in the ass and call me Nikki, dude. That is so stupid. So you know how just a minute ago I was talking about how a theory of restart actually must have gacha gamers that have a semblance of intellect where they know that they deserve better and don't want to be taken advantage of. Then I see the Infinity Nikki revenue and I'm like, eh. So maybe not every gacha game community has intelligent players. Maybe not everyone. After all the stuff that happened, they decide, let's go spend a shit ton of money. The girl cod is dead. The girl cod's over. It's gotta be.
But there's cute cat ears.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cute cat ears. Double revenue. I so strongly want to support these people, chat. I so strongly try to support them in every way I can, constantly shining light on everything going on. And then they just don't care enough. Silver and Blood up from 2.9 to 7.8 million. Wow. Wowee, wow. Okay, impressive. Damn, Fenderson, thank you for the 20 euros, brother. Holy crap, if I had a gacha game right now, I would definitely be at number 97 in this list, one position above Tower of Fantasy. Oh, yeah, people that cared about global all left, and this is what remains. Yeah, the people that suffering from Stockholm syndrome, that pretty much, yeah. But Silver and Blood has actually turned things around. One of the few gacha games that seem to have turned, like, for the most part, things around. I appreciate that, Fenderson, man. Thank you so much. When it comes to Infinity Nikki, most people find acceptance easier than change, as change demands the bravery to face the uncertainty. I mean, that's true, but as much as I've spent in like Nikkei or Wuwa, if they did something terrible and started treating their players like shit, I would start covering that immediately. And then if they didn't improve or recover or turn things around, I would be calling for their, you know, end of service. So I'm totally on board with that. What else we got? Blue Archive up from 4 to 8 million. All right. That's nice to see. And it just launched onto Steam too, so you can expect them to have actually made even more money than that. Persona 5 The Phantom X, are you kidding me? What are you people doing? What are you people chat? So you know earlier how I was talking about a theory restart and all the terrible shit that they did and how I thought that there were some gacha gamers with a semblance of intellect that knew that they were being taken advantage of, knew that they were being abused, and decided they deserved more, they deserved better. And then we see this! What is that? What is this shit, dude? Dude, their live stream was like 85%. Chat, look at this. They're mostly negative. 28% of reviews are positive. Almost overwhelmingly negative. Look at this, they're at 1.9 stars. They had to hide the like ratio for their latest live stream. Look at that. They hid the likes from their latest live stream because it had almost 70% dislike ratio. It was absurd. Are you serious? This is why things don't improve. Like, this is why the developers and publishers don't care about players. It doesn't matter. Infinity Nikki players are just, here, please, take all our money. Persona 5 players, yes, Sega, oh yes. All that shit all over my face, yes. Yeah. These guys are genuine fucking gluttons for punishment and abuse, chat. Lost Sword is like at 50 something, right? Yeah, I can't see it. Gakuin Idolmaster, Japan made 9 million. Okay, Battle Cats at 10 million. Seven Knights Rebirth down from 36 to 12 million. All right, but I mean, that is a Korean exclusive, so it's perfectly fine. Arc Knights up from 8 million to almost 14. Impressive increase. Damn, dude. Wuwa down from 39 to 16. That is a big, big drop of 23 million. Damn. But I mean, at the same time, let's be honest, everyone kind of spent everything for Cardathea, didn't really have a lot to spend for Lupa, and for Lova just released, so totally understandable. Very big decrease. And again, this applies to all, probably almost all of the top 15. A lot of these are going to have PC revenue omitted. And we know that a lot of people play Zenless and Wuwa on PC. Not necessarily Genshin, but Zenless and Wuwa. But yeah, 16.8 million. That's EOS territory, chat. Game's dead. Game's gonna die, yeah. Yep. Only 17 million. Damn. Damn. After Cardathia made 40. Yep. Big drop. That's terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, exactly. And it's also on console too. Yeah. So Dragon Ball Legends increased by 3 million. Nice, nice. Monster Strike up by 5 million. Sweet. Zenless down from 38 to 21 million. Oof, that's a big drop too. Both Wuwa and Zenless dropped by roughly 20 million. Holy, okay. Okay. Big drops, big drops. But again, chat, Zenless is also playable on console and PC. And these are both very fast-paced action gacha games that typically are a lot less intuitive and enjoyable on a little screen. So, Zenless and Wuwa, both EOS, chat. Both EOS. 17 million and 21 million. That's terrible. Absolutely catastrophically low revenue, yeah. God damn. Brother. End of service for both games, yeah. Naruto Mobile. Okay, Shadowverse is pulling in 22 million. That's wild. Okay, so even in spite of the drama that was going on with Shadowverse, they're still pulling in 22 million. Because wasn't Shadowverse... Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. Shadowverse... mostly negative. So, it's surprising. Players hate it, but so many people spend money on it. Gundam G Eternal. Holy shit, I've never played that before. Okay, wow. Wow. ZZZ has summer skins and summer event as well as meta support. Kind of disappointing to see low numbers. Well, again, remember, for Zenless, Star Rail, Genshin, Wuwa, these are all games that also have PC clients and console clients, so. Fate Grand Order, sticking around 25 million, nice. Nikkei at 26, up from 21, all right. I think this is largely in part, though, due to the fact that they had a rerun event for the, Nier Automata collab as well. So, as the summer event going on, so that makes sense. But damn, 25 minutes. So the top 7, we're approaching the top 7, chat. What I predict is gonna be in the top 7 are Genshin, Honkai Star Rail, Love and Deep Space, Uma Musume, Pokemon TCG. Fuck, what would number 6 be? And Dokkan, yeah, Dokkan will be there. Let's have gone by then. Okay, okay, chat, what are gonna be the top 3? Top 3. I think the top 3 are gonna be probably Honkai Star Rail at number 1 or 2, because that new guy came out, right? Feinon or Finon, the white-haired dude with like the seraphic image. Yeah, because he looked sick. So I'm assuming Honkai Star was gonna be number 1 or 2. It has to be. I'm assuming Love and Deep Space is probably gonna be 3, and then Genshin 4, or maybe Genshin will be 3. Actually, at number 6, Dokkan Battle up from 3 million to 33. Okay. Wow. That is impressive. Wow. A 30 million increase, yeah. Damn. Damn. Number 5 is going to be Uma Musume. Nope, Pokemon TCG down 20 million. Okay, so we know where Dokkan Battle got their revenue. Everyone from the TCG all spent in Dokkan Battle. Oh, okay. Okay, number 4, so we're looking at Lads, Uma Musume, Star Rail, and Genshin. Number 4 is gonna be Love and Deep Space. Wait, number 4 is Uma Musume? Wait, Uma Musume didn't make it to the top 2? Although I'm gonna be honest, Chad, it increased from 12 million to 33. That's an increase of $21 million thanks to global. That's pretty damn sick. Like, it doesn't matter. That is sick. That's genuinely insane revenue. 33 million? Yeah. Goddamn. Global did phenomenally with that. Wow. Okay. So number three has to be Genshin, right? I don't think Love and Deep Space has lost its top 2 position in a year. I don't think. Horse racing gambling, yeah. Okay, number 3 has gotta be Lads or Genshin. Okay, number 3, Genshin. Down from 65 to 38. A drop of, wow. Okay. That's impressive. Yep. 27 million, chat. Almost $30 million decrease. End of service, chat. EOS, easily, right? Easily, yeah. Zedless is down, what, almost 20 million? Wuwa's down 20 million. Genshin's down over 20 million. End of service, right? Yeah, all of them are EOSing. They're all down about 20 million. Yep. Terrible. Yep. All horrible revenue. Until you remember that they also have PC clients and console clients. And are all probably making about, 75 to 100 million plus collectively. Probably more, let's be honest, in the case of Wuwa and Zenless, because again, fast-paced action games. All right, number 2 is Love and Deep Space, right? Yep. Up from 56 to 64 million. Wow. Wow. Why don't they count PC? They use fake estimates. So speculative estimates for mobile. For like iOS. And at number 1, up 11 spots, chat. 91 million. Damn. So that new Fanon character, yeah. He did good. He did good for the game, man. God damn. That is impressive. What happened in Honkai Star Rail? They released a new guy. This guy was released. And there was a Honkai Star Rail collab too, right? The Fate Stay Night or the Fate collab too. I know you think that you just hit the end of the video, and technically, yeah, you have. And I know your first reaction is to close out of it at this juncture, but don't. No, instead, I urge you to take a moment here and click one of the videos on screen that are coming up in just a moment so you remain up to date with everything going on in the gacha genre. Trust me, you are not going to regret doing so. Stay flaccid.